Kofi woke up to the first rays of sunlight slipping through the thin curtains of his parents' modest mud house in Jita, a quiet fishing village along the coast of Ghana. The distant sound of fishermen calling to one another on the shore and women setting up their market stalls reminded him that another day had begun, and with it a fresh wave of anxiety. 6 months had passed since his graduation, and despite his bachelor's degree in economics, he remained jobless. Rejection messages and failed interviews had become a painful routine, draining his hope with each passing day. That morning, Kofi's mother, Essie, found him sitting on the porch, staring blankly at the ocean. She sat beside him, her warm presence a small comfort. "My son," she said softly, "have you forgotten the stories of our ancestors? They faced storms far greater than this, but their faith in God was their anchor." Kofi sighed. "Mama, faith doesn't pay the bills. I studied so hard, I prayed, but nothing. Maybe God has forgotten me." Essie shook her head gently. "God's timing is not our own. His promises are like the seeds we plant. They need time, patience, and unwavering faith to grow. Don't let doubt be the weed that chokes your harvest." Her words lingered in his mind all day. Later, while walking along the beach, Kofi found an old, worn-out Bible half buried in the sand, left behind by a missionary years ago. He dusted it off and opened it to a random page. His eyes fell upon Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." The verse struck him like a bolt of lightning. It was a direct message, a reassurance that he was not forgotten. From that day on, something shifted within Kofi. He continued his job search, but this time, he wasn't driven by desperation. He was fueled by a newfound trust in God's plan. Instead of just applying for corporate jobs in the city, he started thinking about his own village. He saw the financial struggles of the local fishermen and market women. They worked hard but often fell prey to unfair middlemen and had no access to proper financial tools. An idea sparked in his mind. What if he used his economics degree to help his own community? He began by offering free financial advice to the local women, helping them create budgets and save small amounts. He then organized the fishermen into a cooperative, allowing them to negotiate better prices for their catch and cut out the exploitative middlemen. He used his knowledge to help them secure a small loan from a rural bank to buy better equipment. Slowly but surely, the village of Gita began to transform. The market women were saving more, their children were going to school, and the fishermen were earning a fair wage for their hard labor. Kofi wasn't earning a large salary, but the joy and fulfillment he felt were immeasurable. He had found his purpose, not in a skyscraper in the city, but right there in his humble village. One evening, as he watched the sunset with his mother, he realized the truth in her words. God's promise had been fulfilled, just not in the way he had expected. He had been looking for a job, but God had given him a calling. He had wanted a salary, but God had given him a purpose that enriched his entire community. Kofi learned that trusting God's promises isn't about passively waiting for a miracle. It's about actively walking in faith, using the gifts you've been given, and allowing God to guide your steps toward a future more beautiful than you could have ever imagined. His journey was a testament that sometimes the greatest blessings are found when we stop looking for what we want and start embracing the path God has laid out for us. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that inspires faith and hope. See you in the next video.